So Chaitanya Sembekar, based at Nagpur, CMD Omega Hospital Private Limited, past president Nagpur OBGYN Society, chairman Infertility Committee AMOX, executive member Maharashtra ISAR, member Infertility Endocrinology Endoscopy Committee FOXY, long list of his achievements. But before overall all this is credential. He is good, gentle person and good friend of mine, just like my younger brother. So over to Chaitanya to express your experience and view which you had before standing committee of Rajya Sabha. Chaitanya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you,
Chaitanya,
MC
I would
Patel,
like
sir.
to add to your biodata. I am really proud of you. I have seen his working so hard and passionately, and over the years, I have seen him growing in his field. And happy to see you at this position, Chaitanya. Keep rocking.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi madam, and thank you, MC Patel, sir. It's a short discussion on my experience with the Rajya Sabha Select Committee meeting. The word surrogate has its origin from the Latin word surrogatus, which means a woman acts as a substitute for another woman. Now, the government of India in 2015 on a Lok Sabha start question had a very clear view that government did not support commercial surrogacy. So this is very clear that government is not supporting commercial surrogacy. Now I'll just tell you a story of Shubhangi and Rupesh and listen to this story carefully. Shubhangi is clerk in BSNL and Rupesh lecturer in Science College. They got married and conceived within a year. And Shubhangi had bleeding at 36 weeks. It was APH, obstetric hysterectomy was done and baby died after the birth. It was a big blow to the couple and family. 2 साल बाद क्या हुआ? 2 years, couple and family were in shock. And then Shubhangi's mother asked her daughter-in-law Karuna to help Shubhangi with surrogacy. Now just listen to this carefully. This is a situation, especially in India. Karuna had no choice but to go for surrogacy. Somehow surrogacy failed. And it was the year of 2015. They were lucky that commercial surrogacy was possible. So they came to us and she conceived with twin daughters. Surrogate was a primary teacher. She was from a good family with a 12 years old son, wanted to pursue higher education. And Shubhangi is still in touch with Asha, surrogate who brought Ashaka Kiran in her life. So there are always two sides of every story. And this is something which I just wanted to convey you. So if you look at all over the world, the situation of surrogacy is very interesting. In most of the European countries, surrogacy is banned. In US, there is a mixed type of reaction. Some of them, they have altruistic, some of them they have banned. And most of the places, commercial surrogacy is allowed. In Australia and in Canada, only altruistic surrogacy. In Brazil, the surrogacy is allowed till second degree consanguinity. And in India, the law is still to come, but it will come soon. Now, this surrogacy is a third party reproduction which can involve as many as 5 people, and that is really interesting. So there are many legal issues related to surrogacy. There are many court cases all over the world, even in India. And there is a very interesting case of baby Manji it was a Japanese couple who came to India for surrogacy and they get divorced. So that lady disowned baby and law does not allow father to give a custody. So the father came to India. He ultimately adopted the baby and went to Japan. So this was really something which happened, and there are many such cases. There is a case of baby Jessie where custody was sought by 5 parents: genetic mother, commissioning mother, surrogate mother, commissioning father, and genetic father. So many people wanting surrogate custody of a child. So if you look at the situation in India, there was a bill which was passed in Lok Sabha in 2019, and it is this bill which we are now discussing today. So this surrogacy bill, there were many amendments from time to time. In 2016, they banned cross-border surrogacy and even commercial surrogacy. In 2019, commercial surrogacy was totally banned, and only altruistic surrogacy with close relatives was something which was proposed. And there are many objections to this, and therefore a Rajya Sabha selection committee was formed with Shri Bhupendra Yadav as chairman of this committee. It was formed in November 2019 with Dr. Vikas Mahatme, a very famous ophthalmic surgeon who is a Rajya Sabha member, as one of the members, along with 23 other members. And this committee tabled their suggestions on 5th of February 2020 with the suggestions what they wish to go for as far as surrogacy is concerned. I personally received a letter from Rajya Sabha secretary inviting me for the meeting of stakeholders to put my views on surrogacy bill. It was in December I got the received the letter, and I was invited at a meeting in January at Taj Santa Cruz, Mumbai. Here I was invited as an IVF consultant, and I was definitely in favor of compensated surrogacy. But there were many members who were invited, members of Bharatiya Stree Shakti, Advocate Meera Khadakkar, who is actually a retired judge of family court, and Dr. Manisha Kothekar, a Samiti member, were invited. They were totally against commercial surrogacy. Dr. Arun Gadre, a very famous activist from Pune, was called. He is of the opinion that surrogacy should be banned. And Mr. Vikas Karnik, a man who runs a surrogacy center, was called along with a surrogate mother, and they were of the opinion that surrogacy should not be banned. So actually, my opinion was our opinion, because I discussed this with Foxy leaders, Rishikesh Pai, Jaideep Tang, MC Patel sir, and many other experts and medical legal experts. And I will put my views, what I actually said and what we feel as an organization. Our feeling is that surrogacy is important in some situation and should not be banned. And finally, I'll discuss how the golden mean was achieved. So if you just look at the ethics of hiring a gestational surrogate, in situations like agenesis of uterus, there is only option, and that is to go for a surrogacy, and that is a good option. But there are many other indications for surrogacy apart from the agenesis of uterus. But if you look at this study by which appeared in Human Reproduction, it says that only 26% of the people they prefer surrogacy as against IVF. That means it is not done by choice. Surrogacy is not choice of many people. This is a point to be noted, because all are not Karan Johar and Shah Rukh Khan, where they do surrogacy just to stay in limelight. And remember, friends, now the new rule says that you cannot do surrogacy if you already have kids. That means Shah Rukh Khan already has kids. He cannot think of going for surrogacy. So this is the situation which we all should know. So why people have problems with surrogacy? Because there are no guidelines, no fixed place, no insurance, no bargain for better wages. And the government view is very clear. Commercial surrogacy is against Indian ethos of life. Selfless Indian women should give services for free. Commercial surrogacy is against nature, and altruistic surrogacy is the only answer. Now let us talk about the issue of reproductive autonomy for women. Reproductive autonomy is not a private issue, it is a social issue, especially in India. And surrogacy remains a method to fulfill this reproductive autonomy. Similarly, if you compare it with commodification of a woman, the question is it really commodifying? Surrogate's autonomous decision to use her own body in a manner she feels fit is, I think, not commodifying. And please don't compare this with prostitution, because prostitutes sell their body for sexual satisfaction, while gestation carrier aims to bring child in the world, and this is actually a noble gesture on the part of a surrogate. And someone may say that organ cannot be sold because selling organs is against human dignity, but uterus in this situation is not being sold, it is simply rented, and this seller retains the possession and the use is really temporary. Now, the payment for surrogacy is actually for the termination of parental rights. We allow men to donate sperms and women to donate ova, which is actually allowed even in new ART bill. That means they are paid for termination of their biological parents' rights. And similar situation is with surrogacy. Only thing is this happens at the end of the delivery, where the baby is handed over to the parents. So we were in favor of regularization of this surrogacy bill, and the amendments were suggested by me, and these amendments are: compensate surrogacy should be allowed, and the amount should be fixed by the government, which can be reviewed from time to time. So you can just fix the amount which can be reviewed from time to time, and compensation to surrogate mother should be given directly to the beneficiary. This will automatically reduce the chances of exploitation of the surrogate mother. In fact, when we were discussing this point with the committee members, the committee members were of the opinion that if at all we go for the compensated surrogacy, then we can actually have a government recognized agencies which can help in providing surrogates to the couples, but this was ultimately rejected. So fixed pay and direct transfer is something which we thought of. There is a thin line between commercial surrogacy and compensated surrogacy. Surrogacy could be classified on the basis of specific intention. Like if the intention is to earn money, it is a commercial surrogacy. But if it is to render a paid service, it would be considered as a compensatory surrogacy. But both the commercial and compensatory surrogacies were not accepted by Government of India. The committee opinion is that compensation is not allowed because it is a noble act of motherhood where you cannot give compensation. It is it is not ethical, and if at all if at all it is ethical, then how much should be the cost given? And so the committee says strictly no for commercial surrogacy. They were of the opinion that altruistic surrogacy is good because it is a selfless service. It is a forward step to abolish stigma of infertility from the society. It's a noble act and noble cause, and therefore it should be done by whosoever is interested in helping the infertile couple. Now, as I said, we were in favor of compensated surrogacy and not altruistic surrogacy. But if at all you go for altruistic surrogacy, then our suggestion was that reasonable amount of loss of wages should be paid to the surrogate. And this is the amendment which we suggested, that the surrogate should also be given a reasonable amount for loss of wages during pregnancy if she would have been working during that time of carrying the pregnancy. So this is a very simple proposal, but it was rejected by the government. And so committee says that no payments, it should be strictly altruistic. Now comes the issue of insurance, and we demanded additional life insurance to all the surrogates. This is something which we demanded because I think they need to be protected and taken care of. So the insurance coverage in the initial bill was 16 months. Committee extended this insurance coverage to 36 months, and this is a welcome sign. This is the point which is in favor of surrogates. It's a good point. So they said that now the committee says that you should give insurance coverage for 36 months, and there is no ambiguity as far as insurance is concerned. They are covered everything. They have covered medical expenses, health issues, specified losses, damage, illness, or even death of the surrogate mother. Everything is covered in this insurance, and that is a good thing, which is really in favor of surrogates. So as far as monetary compensation is concerned, it is now totally ruled out. It is out of question, and we now agree to disagree that monetary compensation cannot be given to the surrogates. Now this 2019 bill says that only close relatives can go for surrogacy. Surrogate should be only a close relative. We firmly stressed on this point and requested committee to remove this clause of close relatives, because what is the definition of close relatives? There is no mention of the definition. And the point is that surrogate will be watching her baby growing, making interpersonal relationship more and more complex. This is a serious issue. And if you just look at the close relatives, there is always a problem of coercion. And this is so commonly seen with close relatives, not with the compensated surrogacy. If you have a mother-in-law like Lalita Pawar, Purane Filmon Ki, then you will definitely have the coercion, especially in Indian scenario, क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी, mother-in-law will always play a crucial role, and she will be the one who will be deciding. And just remember my story of Shubhangi. I have told you that Shubhangi's mother wanted her daughter-in-law to go for surrogacy. She actually tried also. So this is the situation in India. Now, committee took a very good stand on this point. The close relatives clause is now changed to any willing woman. That means a willing woman shall act as a surrogate mother and be permitted to undergo surrogacy procedure as per the provisions of law. So it is not only close relative, anybody, any mother, any surrogate mother can go for surrogacy and help the childless couple in spite of her status as far as relation is concerned. There was one more point which was important, that the exploitation of lower socio-economic class is something which is taking place with surrogacy. Now we put this point that do you portray domestic help as exploitative, or construction workers who are actually at more risk? So we thought that this surrogacy is not an exploitation because they are actually paid for their services. But this was rejected by committee, and the committee opinion was very clear. Reproductive capacity of a woman cannot be viewed as an economic opportunity. It cannot be looked as a means to earn money. There are many other opportunities given by Government of India, especially by our Prime Minister Modi ji. The schemes are really good, and Modi hai to mumkin hai. So all these women should actually avail other schemes to earn money and not go for surrogacy as a method or mode to earn money. Now, argument which is to some extent true is that surrogacy is only for rich, because affording people can go for commercial surrogacy and poor just cannot think. In fact, they are exploited. Now, I think we need to rise above this class factor, because if you just look at this very good picture, you'll find that rich are actually enjoying life. Poor, they many times are not aware of what is happening in the world, but it is the middle class who is actually suffering, and this suffering middle class, many times even lower middle class people are not able to afford not only surrogacy but even IVF. So our aim is to have IVF for all, and everybody, irrespective of their economic status, should be able to go for this surrogacy as well as IVF if it is required to fulfill their demand of motherhood. So there is one more point. Actually we requested including single women and widows, and committee agreed to some extent. They said that a single woman, divorced lady, and a young age widow who is otherwise capable of having a child but cannot have child can go for surrogacy. So this is something which is a good thing, but at the same time I personally feel that single parent men and gay couples should not be allowed. I put this point in the meeting and they agreed to this. So now gay couples are not allowed to go for surrogacy. Only a single woman, divorced lady, and a widow can go for surrogacy. Now, some good news. This is a study by Gombak et al. Who says that surrogacy is a good thing because all the surrogate children, it was found that they do well in school. Most of them, they are informed about surrogacy, so they have clear idea in their mind. Birth rate of the surrogate babies is higher than IVF babies. They have good, healthy intrauterine environment which is provided by the surrogates, and surrogates do no harm to the babies. And this has been found that surrogates, they actually take very good care of their babies when the baby is in the womb. And there is one survey which was carried out in India which says that only 1% of the Indians, they go for altruistic surrogacy. But I am just hoping that more and more women will come forward for this noble cause and this scenario will change. Now 2019 bill says that you have to be married for 5 years to go for surrogacy. Our point was, why wait for 5 years? Because if you have a patient with absent uterus, is it logical to wait for 5 years just because the law says so? And this committee opinion is actually a victory for us, because committee has now rejected this clause, and it is clear that there is no need to wait for 5 years. The intending couple who is married can go for surrogacy if it is really required, and the age which is allowed for surrogacy is 23 to 50 for women and 26 to 55 for men. And this is something which is really a victory for us. Now there was an issue of foreign national, and this was put by us, and this was point which was well taken by committee. Persons of Indian origins are allowed for adoption. If they are allowed adoption, then they should be allowed surrogacy as well. This was something which we put and committee approved it. Now PIOs can go for surrogacy, but foreigners cannot go. And this is a good point because foreigners maybe were exploiting the situation in India. Now it is not possible. The age limit for surrogate should be 25 to 35. I think should be no argument for this, because we know that advanced maternal age is associated with many complications. One strong point which was put by me was ART bill should come before surrogacy bill, and this surrogacy bill and ART bill should go hand in hand because they are interrelated. And then even committee members accepted this, and they said that ART bill should be brought before the surrogacy bill. And this is something which I think we all are really happy for this, because ART bill has come before surrogacy bill, then we will not have any problem as far as surrogacy and ART is concerned. As far as offenses are concerned, we all are witnessing the problems with PCPNDT Act. In fact, Foxy has clear views on the punishments of the PCPNDT Act. Similarly, we tried to argue on this point, but this was in vain. Am I audible?
Yes, Chaitanya, you are audible.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So there was one more point which was, I think, important, that frozen embryos cannot be used, and they have not changed this
Yes, sir, you are audible.
clause which was there in chapter 2. But I personally feel that the frozen embryos should be used for surrogacy, because we use frozen embryos in our day-to-day practice. Now, if you just compare adoption with surrogacy, there is no comparison, but adoption babies are not available in India. This is a fact. And if you compare it with uterine transplant, it is too complex, and therefore surrogacy is here to stay. And at the end, I would just like to share what our leaders say. Dr. Nandita Parashadkar has said in Times of India that better surrogacy laws are needed, and and you should not ban surrogacy as a whole. Even Dr. Jaideep Malhotra has said that surrogacy is soaring in India, and you should come with the laws which should regulate and promote surrogacy,
and protect women's rights. Dr. Kamini Rao is actually a member of this surrogacy and IVF ART bill, and she has also said that this bill is unfair to both surrogates and people without children. Dr. Rishma Pai has said that has demanded that you should have more liberal laws. And this is a famous picture of Dr. Naina Patel, which has appeared in Times of India. And according to Dr. Naina Patel, surrogacy should be done in India because we are world leader in the field of surrogacy. Dr. Rishikesh Pai has also said that we need to arrive at a consensus and come out with a good law. And this is something which is the need of our. So finally, what are the suggestions by Select Committee of Rajya Sabha? Select Committee was aware of many organizations demanding blanket ban and a few in favor of commercial surrogacy. So they were in favor of midway, which facilitates surrogacy but in a regulated way. So in their own words, the other legal aspects attached with surrogacy lies in the challenge of finding a middle or more preferred path by striking a fine balance between the two squarely opposite ideas, because law is to act both as an ardent defender of human liberty and an instrument to distributor of positive entitlements. Further, law must keep pace with the emerging and developing technologies so that their positive benefits could be availed by those in need. So this is how the committee has taken the stand. And so, my dear friends, after a close look at all the points that we have discussed, it is clear that practice of surrogacy is ethically justifiable. Take it as an opportunity to regulate bill. Banning does not help. It is a needed technology for infertile couple, and safeguards to protect surrogates must be in place. It is paradoxical that a very person whom law aims to protect stand even more vulnerable because of the law. So I thank you very much for patient listening. And I am thinking of contesting for the post of librarian MSR. So please support me for this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Chaitanya. And rightly said and discuss all the points. So as per my knowledge, whichever suggestions received by this select committee of Rajya Sabha, just like Dr. Chaitanya has put, almost or about 23 suggestions are under consideration. And with this amendment bill, which is passed in Lok Sabha, it will be amended by these all suggestions, and they will be put before Rajya Sabha. And if it happens so, then it will be little easier for our Foxian friends and ISAR friends to practice reproductive medicine in a better fashion. But let us hope for best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a question, sir. Chaitanya sir, we have a question from from Pooja Mehta. Can a person with medical issues and having a child go for surrogacy?
Yes. If the first child is having some medical issue, and if it is certified by the the medical problem which the baby has permits surrogacy, then they can go for surrogacy.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. If it is passed, then there is a provision of two types of certificate, that is eligibility and essentiality. So if a couple is certified that infertility treatment is essential for this particular couple, then they will be allowed. So, and for this type of certificate, there are some grounds, and in one of the grounds is this, that previous child is malformed, or uterus is anomalous, or there is no possibility of natural conceivement. Then in all this situation, appropriate authority will issue a certificate of eligibility or essentiality, and they will be allowed to go for this type of treatment. This is provision in this bill.
Chaitanya, I just wanted to say that we also need to discuss about the transgenders, because after I attended that conference, I really, was quite thing, because they had also involved these transgenders, to participate in this international conference. So according to this law, the transgenders cannot go for surrogacy. So then there has to be some provision for them also.
Yes, even gay couples and single parent men are also not allowed to go for surrogacy.
Yeah.
Only married couple will be entitled.
And single women is allowed, but not single man. Men
No,
are not.
single woman is allowed not for surrogacy, but she's allowed for pregnancy. I mean, artificial insemination. But she's allowed for surrogacy also?
Yes, yes. widow and divorced.
Ever married. Word is used ever married.
Widow and